Hello and welcome back to Car Rental University. I am your host, Alex Withrow. Today we are going to talk about 5 things you must do if you are starting out in car sharing. These are important steps that you need to understand when you are getting started in this business. Before I get into that, click below, grab the 5 things you must do before starting a car rental business. That also includes the Carshare Growth Guide, which gives you a city-by-city breakdown of which car share platform is strongest in your area. Lots of great information. Also, don't forget to give us a like and a subscribe. Always appreciate that. First of all, I have a lot of calls about this. How do I get into this? How do I get started? What kinds of cars should I buy, etc.? It's a very common discussion I have with people. You do want to get the right cars. I would say just keep it simple, keep it low risk. This data has been confirmed by the Turo calculator as well as Getar. When you are going with sedans, it's just an easy way to go. The ROI is typically really good on cheaper cars. I would take a look at Priuses, Toyota Camrys, Corollas, Honda Accords. You really can't go wrong with those types of cars. Any kind of Kia sedan, all that stuff's really good. You want to buy a used vehicle somewhere in between a $12,000 and $15,000 car, and ideally not over 90,000 miles. You need about 60,000 miles for the life of a car on a car share platform. It's going to do about 1,000 miles a month, 12 months a year, 5 years. Typically within 5 years, it'll be totaled by then. A car is really not going to go much longer than that period of time. So you need about a 60,000 mile runway for the car. I really don't recommend renting cars after 150,000 miles. You can do it. It's just the cars, they're not really competitive at that point on the platforms, but you can always run them into the ground if you want to. Lots of people do it. Secondly, you really need to understand the differences between Getar and Turo. Now, obviously a lot more people are on Turo. It is the most popular car share platform, obviously. The Turo system has a much tougher rating system. It requires a lot more maintenance, requires a lot more attention to detail than Getar does. However, Getar's clientele, as of late, that I've noticed, is getting a little more fussy and really is expecting a tip-top car, even though on their system it can be rented out a couple times a week in between check-ins. The cleaning maintenance required on Getar is getting a little tougher, but their rating system is still a lot more forgiving than the Turo system. So based on your lifestyle, based on how much attention you want to give to these cars, you really have to decide, hey, do I want to make more money or do I want to have a little more of a passive situation and have it hands off? Number 3, understand insurance. It's important to understand insurance so that you do not over-insure. That is the most common problem I see in car sharing is people getting too much insurance. They're spending way too much money and they need to stop over-insuring. For car share, whether it be you put your car on Getar or Turo, there's ABI, there's Roamly. Those are excellent plans. They have the Period X plan, and those are plans that just cover the car when it is sitting, and then when it goes on to Getar or Turo, it goes on to their insurance. So that is the most important thing to understand. If you want to really get a full deep dive on insurance, I do have a course all about this, a mini course. It's very affordable. The link is in the description, and you can really get a full deep dive on how car share and rental insurance works. I definitely recommend you take a look at that. Number 4, once you get a handful of cars, say 3 to 5 cars, don't wait to start setting up systems. Get an assistant, get someone off of TaskRabbit who can help you with cleaning cars or take the car to the shop. You can run a 5-car operation remotely, no problem. I did this for years and I still do it today. You can have a handful of cars and have someone on the ground wherever you are operating your cars. You could be in a different city, seriously. I did this for many years, and have that person moving cars around, cleaning them out, taking them to the shop, whatever needs to be done, they can be done with someone who's just an assistant on the ground. That's really what you need to do to have that situation taken care of. Don't hesitate to do it. Don't wait until you have 10 cars. I know a lot of you want to do all this yourself and not pay for anyone to do it. It really makes sense to just start that out early because it's really not that expensive when you are having someone take a look at the cars once a week or so. So it's not that bad. I would definitely recommend automating the system as fast as you can, getting an assistant, and really get that system flowing in a way that doesn't require so much of a headache and time for you. Lastly, once you kind of got the car share system down, I would say that the best thing you can do for yourself is to start learning more advanced levels of car car rentals. And that means renting to Uber drivers, maybe dealing with exotics, maybe dealing with luxury brands. In those scenarios, you can make a lot more money. Exotics is kind of its own beast unto itself, but the day rates on exotics are excellent. Also, with renting to Uber drivers, the day rates are pretty solid as well, and those drivers rent your cars for months on end because they're using them for Uber. So if you get into that, I would definitely recommend taking a look on my channel and looking at different videos that talk about renting to Uber drivers. That's a little more of a nuanced conversation. That's a little more trickier to deal with. That's why I call it an advanced level car rentals, because it is more advanced than just dealing with Getaround or Turo. If you really want to make the most money in this business and maximize your revenue, it is very important to understand how to rent to rideshare drivers. That is definitely very important. All that to say, drop some comments. Would love to hear what your thoughts are. Before I go, click below, grab the 5 things you must do before starting a car rental business. I will catch you in the next episode. Thank you.